Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
Yes, I love our new podcast intro so much. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to It's Just Los for making that for us. He actually made the first mint their intro as well. So shout out to him for that one. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast. My name's Jenny from the blockchain.
And I'm Michael Keene.
And today we're going to talk about all things NFTs.
Nice. Last week we started off by talking about your cool cat, and it's actually done really well since then. Floor has gone really high. Now it's sitting about 1.2. You must be happy.
Yes, I bought in at literally like the perfect time.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so glad I got it while it was still under an ETH, because it seems like, everything's kind of really popping off right now, So that's super exciting. I also got another one of my long-term HODL NFTs. I got a House to Keep a membership.
You were talking about that last week. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I had minted 2 of the Royal Society of Player cards, and I got really lucky because I minted this like gold king, and I ended up selling it for 1 ETH, and House to Keep a membership was literally 1 ETH, and I was able to buy it. So I was like, oh, yes.
That's awesome. That's the lowest House of Keep has been in a long time. That's a nice buy. That's a good
really
buy.
Lucky.
Yeah, I like that. Good move.
Thank you.
Yeah. So so you talked about the cool cats last week. I was going to talk about the ArtBlocks factory Salo bots. And this was one I've done a bunch of ArtBlocks stuff. I'm not an expert in ArtBlocks, but like they're just going crazy. I don't even want to talk about the Fidenzas that I minted and sold because I had no idea what I had. But ArtBlocks, the Salo bots. So I had these Salo bots, and they were probably my least favorite NFTs that I had. They're these silly looking little boat things, like little square boats. And I minted them at 0.07, I believe. And they were just sitting at 0.07 for a long time. Sitting there, I'm like, I don't know. I wanted to sell them a bunch of times just to get rid of them. I'm like, but I'm not going to give them away. And I really didn't like them. And I would even tell people about them because they were so silly looking. And then one day I follow this guy, Zeneca33 on Twitter. Are you familiar with him? He puts out all the statistics and stuff. Yeah, he's awesome. And when he's like, oh, even Salo bots is starting to come up. So I looked and it was 0.43. I was like, whoa, okay.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next day it was 1.5 ETH for these Salo bots that a few days earlier were 0.07. But the next day after that, it went to 3 ETH.
What the heck? So when did you sell them?
So it started to inch back down, and I had one that was like totally common. I sold it at 2.5 as it was inching down. Nice. And the other one was like it had these frosted glasses, and the floor on it was 18 ETH. So I put it at 10. It didn't sell though. And then it started inching down even more. It's down to about a 1. So I put that one. It was like 3.7, and it sold.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Crazy.
So yeah, wild. That
was this last week?
Too. Yeah, it was just a couple of days ago.
What did you decide to do with the profits? Are you going to buy more NFTs or something?
Well, I bought a dozen Fluf. I'm kind of building up ETH. Like I'm just, when I see opportunities, I'm buying. I'm not like necessarily reinvesting all of it right away. I mean, ETH is up to 3,000, which is nice. Yeah. Could keep going. I'm just buying and selling and just try and accumulate ETH, accumulate good NFTs, like try and have ones that I don't want to sell, and then buy and sell ones that I think I did a bunch of those lazy lions, just bought and sold them, made some money. I still have like 3 left, but things are hot right now. Like I'm trying to be aggressive because it just feels like the risk reward is there, things are really good.
I know it's kind of crazy because that actually kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about, which was crypto crystals. And it's just crazy how fast the NFT space is moving right now, and kind of to kind of think about how slow it was moving before, and people are kind of taking for granted how fast it's moving. People are getting really greedy in this space. They're like, oh, I just sold this for 20 ETH, but now it's 30. Oh my god, I regret it. I'm like, okay, like literally you bought it like a day ago. But there's these I want to talk about these crypto crystals, which was this project that came out in 2018, like May 2018, I believe. And basically there was about 11,000, a little over 11,000 of them that you can mine. You can technically still mint them, but it's just super duper expensive, and the chance of you getting something rare is really slim. And so it's crazy because there was only like a couple hundred holders. Just a few days ago, there was like probably like 300 holders, and there's like 11,000 of these crystals, and they all had sold. And all of a sudden, was like kind of a dead project. I mean, it's been years. Nobody was even, doing anything with them. And there was barely any listed, only like a couple hundred listings. And all of a sudden, someone just tweets about it on Twitter, and then someone else tweets about it. And then, it starts to gain traction. Next thing you know, these crystals go from a 0.003 floor to all the way to, it peaked at like 0.2 for the floor, for the cheapest ones. And that was interesting. And then it was like some of the holders started waking up, listing their crystals. The people were trying to flip. I definitely made some money flipping a couple of crystals, not too much, but some. And it was just like, what I think is crazy is that, a lot of these people that had been, had bought these crystals back in 2018, all of a sudden they're getting paydays, but 3 years later, like 3 whole years after they minted these, they're finally, getting.
Man, good for them being here 3 years ago minting stuff. That's amazing.
Also the floor is back down, by the way, till all the way to like 0.035. So they kind of did a little pump and dump, but
it good. Everything usually shoots up a little higher than it should when it's like doing its full on. That's crazy. Pump and dump there. I haven't heard of those ones until you mentioned them earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really a couple days ago that those started picking up traction. And I guess there's a game. They have a game out in Japan. I don't know, some like app game for the crystals. And apparently they're gonna put, I don't know. I guess they're like resurrecting the project. So that's interesting. They just like started a Discord. The website wasn't even functioning, and they said they're gonna redo the site. So I'm curious to see what they end up doing.
Did they start announcing that from all the new action, or?
Yeah, I mean, they had slowly started tweeting. I looked at their Twitter account, and a couple of months ago, they started, putting out a little tweet here and there, but I don't know, someone just discovered them, and, next thing you know, everyone, I think it's because, things that have historical significance, it's like, that's truly special. The fact that some projects came out in, 2017, 2018, and, it's like, there's so many projects coming out now, but there are barely any coming out back then. So I think people like the idea of having something that's, historical.
That's a good point.
And affordable,
We should start looking for some of those old projects.
Yeah, maybe we should go digging for them.
Yeah. You remember when Gary V tweeted about the curio cards and they all blew up?
I actually had bought a wrapped curio card for like 0.09. I still have it. I have number 10.
Worth a lot. Who knows?
I think the floor is like, I don't know, 0.9 or something on it. I'm just keeping mine, I think, because
of the historical significance.
Yeah, I guess there was only like, someone had said there was only like 7 or so projects that came out in NFT projects that came out in 2017, and like Curio Cards was one of them, CryptoPunks, CryptoKitties, the Mooncats, I believe, and I don't know, I guess there was a couple others.
So you're a historian.
I mean, I don't know everything that has come out, in 2017. Yeah. I did just actually buy an Avastar, which is crazy that they took a whole year to sell out. Actually, I don't know if you knew about that.
No, I don't know. I'm not familiar.
So Jimmy, I forget his username on Twitter, but it's like Jimmy. Everyone knows him. He's the creator of Avastars, and they were kind of a little complicated to mint. I remember learning about them months ago, but before they sold out, and it was kind of like seemed a little complicated to mint them. But I ended up buying mine on OpenSea for like 0.3, but there's 25,000 of them, and they're profile picture ones, and I guess actually he's collaborating with Gary V, and all the VeeFriend holders are gonna like get one, so you might get one.
Ooh,
yeah,
gotta get up in there.
Yeah, and then also I bought a chain face, which do you know Alex Nate?
I don't think so.
On Twitter. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
Alex Nate.
Is it Alex Nate or Nate Alex? Either way, he's like one of the NFT OGs in the space, and he is the creator of Chain Faces, which I believe came out in 2020, January 2020, I think. And I just bought one of those. Pranksy has a whole bunch of them, and those are historical as well, because I think also projects from well-known OGs in the space are also kind of really special. So I'm like trying to think about investing into those type of NFTs.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. I think a lot of those ones will have their day, where like those older ones, and someone will mention it, because you're right, there's so much happening right now. Some of those very few older ones will do well. I think that's a really nice idea for people to look at. I'm definitely going to look at it this week. Maybe I'll come back with a report next week of what I found.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, maybe we should make a show where we're talking about all the
vintage stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like it.
That would be cool.
Yep. Speaking of not vintage, how about Fluf World?
Ooh, those hit the ground running. Those are going insanely parabolic.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest projects. I mean, they're really cool looking. They're like, they got music, they have music to them, and like they dance, and they're really slick looking,
animated and everything.
Yeah, exactly. They got cool traits. I mean, it's really nice. Andy, our producer, and we were on the Clubhouse with them during the drop party, and like it was stalled and they were doing all kinds of stuff. I got really lucky. I was on a phone call. The phone call was over. It was like 9:15 Eastern. This is Sunday, August 8th right now. This was last night, the 7th. And I hopped on their website. It was like right in the middle of minting, and you can only do 6 at a time with them. I was surprised. That's a low. That was a low. They didn't allow like 20 at a time.
I'm glad.
I think that probably made it so I was able to. So I minted 6 and it went right through with fast gas, and then I minted 6 more and it went right through. I ended up paying like 1.2 and change ETH for all 12 of them. So it was like just over 0.1 each with the gas.
Nice.
Yep. And obviously, the rest is history. I was in that room last night with a bunch of guys, some of our friends, Crypto Wizard, my boy Albert Polanco, and we were just watching it go up and up and up. And it only really got to like 0.7 last night, which was still amazing. Like, it's a party time at that point. And then this morning it was like 1 ETH. And then like this afternoon, it went all the way up to 1.75 during the day today.
That's crazy.
Last I looked, it was at like 1.25. It's moving around a lot right now.
And what did you do with yours? Because you said you minted 12.
Yeah, I minted 12. I'm down to 3 of them. Nice. And I just I have a spreadsheet. I could see exactly where I sold them all. Sold them all kind of different prices. The most I got for one was 1.6 today. As soon as it started, like I said, when I see something start to inch down, I'm like, I better take some profits, because it goes up and up, and you don't know how far it's going to go down. Like, and it may not even that it may not even that much, or it's just, I don't know. When I see it, I'm like, let me get some of them. That's like what I did with that Salo bots. It got to 3. And I was like, I'm not watching this thing go to 1/4 ETH. I was like, I'm taking something. I mean, we'll see how I look in a couple of years. Maybe those are worth like 25 ETH, but I doubt it.
Nice. Yeah, I like that for those. I mean, I didn't mint any. I didn't even really know until after they finished minting. But I like that the team isn't anonymous. Like, if you look on the site, they're like, oh, click here and you can see the team, and there's like pictures of all of them. So I like that. It's nice that you're able to kind of, I'm glad that it seems to be moving in the direction of, people being more willing to like show themselves, or at least the good projects seem to be showing themselves, because, then you're able to hold them accountable. And, it's like, they're being vulnerable, exposing who they are. And, you can kind of, who is the creator of it, and, people can kind of come for them. I guess, that's kind of a bad thing. That's why people are anonymous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also makes you feel more like you can trust the project, because that there are actually real humans behind this project that are, willing to expose who they are.
Totally agree. I think hopefully everything's headed more that way.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like actual artists that are now like creating these generative projects. Some like real deal artists that are putting their stuff together. They're going to get these projects are going to get like, more advanced and
right.
But yeah, I do like when you know who the developers are and you know who the artist is. That adds a lot of credibility for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, like you said, like with, it's going to become more advanced and everything. It's just crazy if you really look at some of these websites and you're like, they literally just made this in one day. And they also made like, $3 million in one day, like selling out.
Yeah.
It's crazy times. It's crazy times. And I don't think that, it's not always going to be, that this easy, of course, but it's just definitely, it's just crazy. You all of a sudden build your site. It doesn't even have to look that great, and you could just sell out.
Yeah. You pay one social media influencer to tweet about it, few ETH, and
yeah,
all of a sudden you got 3,000 people in your Discord. Yeah, you're right. And people FOMO into it and they buy whatever you're selling. I mean, there's 3 or 4 or 5 of these literally every day now. Some fail. Like if you watch them all, there's like some real junk ones. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but there's ones there's ones that mint like 200-300. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, yes, that's true. Some of them, they don't sell out. Of course, not every project is a success. And then, some they do sell out, and then they still go to zero. Like, I just looked at the Pirates today. Remember the Pirates?
Yeah,
they're at
of course.
I think they're 0.001 or 0.01. I don't know.
Yeah, they're worth, they're unsellable. Yeah, the commons are unsellable for that one. So, I remember that one.
And there's kind of, a decent amount of project, the Yetis, the Misfits. It's like, there's a decent amount of projects that are kind of unsellable. Nobody really talks about those, but they're there.
Yeah, we know most of them, or a large majority, like people won't even remember, like the ones that are even popular right now, like people won't even remember them in 6 months, a year, because there's going to be so much happening.
Yeah. And what I think is interesting is that right now it kind of seems like everyone's kind of in it for the speculation. They're just kind of trying to make money. Like you're like speculating on, this be good in the future, but are the people buying NFTs right now actually wanting to be, a part of these communities? Do they actually want to hold these NFTs long term? I mean, I think it's gonna kind of start to move in the direction of people are going to actually mint things that they actually want and not just to flip. Yep. It kind of reminds me of NBA Top Shot, which we should talk about as well, because that seems to be, doing a little well. And, NBA Top Shot, like, when I got in October 2020, it was like when they first opened the public beta. I just got, I wasn't a basketball fan. I got in, purely because I knew that it was going to be popular in the future. And, I was, trying to make money, and I thought it would be years down the line, but, nonetheless. And so I almost feel like it's kind of like that in the NFT space right now. And it just will be interesting to see the shift from, flippers and people trying to make money to more of, people really want to be a part of this community. I mean, already for Cool Cats and Bored Ape Yacht Club and such, it's like, you definitely, if you're buying that, you're buying because you want to be in the community, because, those things are they're more pricey. So you have, more on the line. But yeah, I just think that's interesting.
Yeah, you actually made a very, very good point. The ones that are doing really well and are going to survive are the ones where people want to be part of the club, don't want to sell it. You mentioned Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cool Cats. I always mention VeeFriends. That's an extremely strong community. That one shot up to about 9 ETH. I think it's down to 7.8 or something now. The other
Wait,
day,
what?
that was it.
What shot
VeeFriends?
up to?
VeeFriends?
Oh, VeeFriends.
Yeah.
VeeFriends. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
And that was interesting because when Gary Vee launched that, he did like Dutch auction style, starting at 2.5 ETH and then going down until they got bought, which was interesting. And they didn't sell right away.
No,
like didn't they take
true.
a couple days to sell out?
Yeah,
Maybe even
they
couple
absolutely
weeks or
did. Yeah, no, it took a few days. So he stagger released them. So he released like a handful of the cores. The ones you said were 2.5 down to 5.
Right.
He did it for 5 days, released a certain amount each day. And each day, a bunch of them did make it to 0.5 and sat there. People were looking at it kind of sideways, like, what's he doing? There's always in the people like this and that. They sat there. I mean, anybody could have had as many of those cores as they wanted at 0.5. And that would have been, the best move, one of the best moves you can make.
What did you buy yours at? Because I know you have one.
Yep. I had 2. I bought one rare at 1 ETH, which was the floor on the rare. And I have one FaceTime frog that was 3 ETH.
Nice. And those are probably worth a pretty penny now.
The cheapest one is 32.5 listed.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's insane.
And I really don't want to sell it. Hopefully we'll have him on this podcast with that FaceTime frog. We'll see how that goes.
There we go. Something to look forward to.
Yep.
But
later in the year.
Yeah. But you're saying, I don't want to sell it, and even though you could easily get, what's ETH at right now? 3K.
It's almost 100 grand.
32. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, no, I don't want 100 grand.
It's insane.
I want to FaceTime Gary Vee.
And now my Bored Ape is worth like, I don't know, close to 40 grand, like, no more than like probably 45 grand. It's like, or more. It's crazy. And I don't want to sell that either.
Right.
Good investment. So I'm happy to have them.
Yeah, true. People get emotionally attached, I mean, it's hard because, if you kind of have to know when to let go, but at the same time, if you know that you want to hold something long term, then of course, you have to attach yourself to it, but if you're just, trying to make money, obviously you got to try not to get emotionally attached to your NFTs, but that is hard because, it's not cryptocurrency, which crypto, it's fungible. You're not like, you're just looking at numbers, for crypto. I don't know. It's different with NFTs. You're actually looking at these, pictures or videos, and it's just, you become kind of attached to them. You minted them.
Yep.
So,
it's funny.
Yeah.
I
was just gonna say, I definitely am kind of, turning from having, kind of more of a flipping mentality with NFTs to like, let me really think about which ones I'd want to hold on to long term. And if I eventually decide to let go of them, then I do. But at least I know that I'm actually in it, for the long haul. And I think that's important. And I think that's kind of what's going to really help this space move forward is more people having that mentality with the NFTs that they buy and being more conscious of, what they're minting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. My Ape and my VeeFriend, if I have to sell those, it'll be because I really need the money. Like I don't want to sell either of those if I don't have to. Right. I mean, the Ape's kind of like, like when people say, just a JPEG or these things, like it's kind of really not like it's my brand almost, like it's part of the podcast. And on Twitter, I made it my avatar and all of a sudden I have 3,500 followers when I didn't have any before. And like,
right.
There's something there.
Social status is huge.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, people and on Twitter, it's like a whole movement. Oh, if you see an ape, you follow an ape. Like,
right.
That's like a really big thing.
Yeah. Having that little banana next to your name is almost like having the blue check mark.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Gary Vee actually makes a really good point when he talks about NFTs and why they have value. And he says, people would probably pay $25,000, $30,000 for that blue check mark. And like, that's not really too much different.
That's interesting. I feel like, the blue check mark, I feel like that's like, people don't really care that much about that. I don't know. I guess I don't, but I don't know if other people do.
You'll get one soon.
Blue check mark. I mean, what does that even really mean? Like,
Nah,
oh,
it doesn't
you
mean
are
anything.
your
It doesn't
own
mean
person.
anything. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You are who you say you are.
You are who you say you are. Yeah.
Thank you. True. It doesn't mean much.
Yeah. But
Let me go back to Top Shot real quick, guys. You made an interesting point. You said you weren't really a basketball fan, and you got into it. Did it make you a basketball fan?
so I learned a ton about basketball, and I did end up getting attached to my moments. I mean, I still have over 500 moments, and I love them. And there's moments I will never sell, or I would only sell for a certain price, and it would be a lot. And so, I really am attached to a lot of my S1 moments, actually, despite not being a basketball fan. I love collecting NBA Top Shot moments, and, packs as well. I have, over 40 packs that I just like to collect. And, I at first, I just didn't really know too much. I didn't, know about, hardly any of the players, but now I feel like I know all the players, and
all the players, right?
I just feel like I know a lot more, definitely. And I went to my first NBA game this year, Hornets versus the Clippers, here in North Carolina. And yeah, I'm just like, I like watching it and stuff. I mean, I don't watch basketball, but I liked going to the game and like seeing it. And
it's funny. That. I kind of figured you'd be a big basketball fan just because you were into Top Shot so much, but
and that's why I get controversy. And that's why people don't like me sometimes, because they're like,
you don't even like basketball.
Yeah, why do you collect moments? You don't even watch basketball. I'm like, well, I don't have to.
Right.
I can. I simply can, and therefore I do. I don't know. I see an opportunity, and I like, Dapper Labs, their mission. When I first really went all in on NBA Top Shot, it's because I really believed in Dapper Labs. I had some CryptoKitties. Their mission is to introduce the blockchain to 1 billion people, and I do believe that they will do that. And I do believe that NBA Top Shot will be kind of like the main avenue for that to happen. And so when I found out, I just thought it was a no-brainer. I was like, I'm going all in. I've put thousands into NBA Top Shot, and I think they're doing a great job. And it seems like now they're flying people out to experience in-person games and all that, and all just benefits of holding on to moments. And they're creating more utility, which is awesome. And it's really great to see Top Shot kind of doing well again, because things weren't doing too hot for the last several months, but it seems like things are picking up, and the sentiment is better and everything. So that's awesome.
Do you have a very favorite moment?
Yeah, yes, I do. So when I joined, the 2020 NBA Finals packs were coming out in October, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to get some. Back then you could buy multiple, so I was like, I'm gonna buy 10 because that was the most you could buy for $29 each, S1 rare packs. And I bought 10, and also like the next day I think was like the legendary finals packs, and I was like, oh, I can't be spending $280 plus even more for the legendary. So I passed on the legendaries, but I got 10 of those finals packs, and I opened all of them. This was back when I opened packs, and I got ended up in getting 2 LeBron James S1 final rares, which at the peak were like going for $17K, and I refused to sell. I was like, no, I'm holding on to these long term, and I still have them, of course. And so like I have those. I think now they're going for 4K or something, but those are those 2 moments I kind of refuse to let go of. I think I might sell one at 25K eventually, whenever that is, but I just want them. Like I just like having them. There's only 750 ever, and I don't know, I just think S1 is super special, and I kind of really base my whole collection around S1.
But, it is. It's going to be I think they're gonna do well when the season starts back up, whatever it is this fall. They'll probably make a big push. There'll be commercials. It's kind of hard in the summertime for the NBA, but it is. I'm starting to hear more chatter about it. People are definitely talking about Top Shot again.
Yeah, they are. And whales are starting to kind of buy, again. which is cool. I just hosted a NBA Top Shot Twitter Spaces, and I had some people on that were like, "Yeah, I'm starting to buy. Like, it feels like this is the bottom."
Oh, who was actually
So-
Dingaling? I think tweeted that he was buying a bunch of
Top
NBA
Shot
Top
moments?
Shots. Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah,
He has the largest number one collection. I
Oh,
didn't know
really?
he was buying again.
I think he
but-
might have been buying back. He was showing something like it's like a really good time to buy because the prices or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Maybe he's just trying to pump it up for his stuff. If he's the
Well,
number one.
he has kind of said that he like never plans on selling his moments. I don't know his situation. Dude's probably freaking loaded. Like I feel like he got rich off of crypto somehow. I feel like he bought Bitcoin at $1 or something.
Right.
Like I don't know, but yeah, he's like, I'm never selling my moments, and he hasn't sold a single moment, and he has a ton of number ones. Actually, my friend Baller Basket, he used to have the number one. He used to have the largest number one collection on NBA Top Shot. And he actually sold over 73 number ones to Dingling for about $1 million in crypto. And yeah, so he was pumped about that. And
I bet.
yeah, it's funny because when I had first started talking to him, he was saying, my goal is to, sell these to a millionaire. Like that's my goal. And he ended up doing it, which is like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
any insight on when they're gonna have? I know UFC's coming, possibly the NFL even.
I haven't heard about the NFL, although people said that they have been hearing about the NFL. I mean, I just know they're doing UFC and Dr. Seuss. I know that for sure. And then WNBA. I know those three for sure.
cool.
I don't know when. But they have said that they have confirmed that. And if you have all 30 of the Cool Cat moments, you get like first access to, the new projects that they're launching. So I'm like, oh, maybe you'll get first access to like the UFC and stuff if you have all 30 of the Cool Cat moments. So that's interesting.
That is interesting. They've been teasing that UFC since like March.
I know. God, they've been teasing it forever.
Yeah, I know. The
Not
reason I
even
mentioned
before
NFL, somebody from VeVe said that was what that $300 million was for when they got that big investment a couple months ago, was to buy the NFL. But
oh, interesting.
yeah, so I don't know. And then did you see when the Raiders did that pre-draft? They did like a Top Shot looking setup for their draft picks. They like mocked it up. It was on their Instagram.
I didn't. No, but I've been hearing about sports teams coming out with their own NFTs.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope NBA or Top Shot does like NFL Top Shot. I mean, I don't watch football either, but I would definitely collect some.
Yeah,
moments.
right. Yeah, especially when they first come out, you always want to start getting the first ones.
Yeah, for sure. The first,
mhm.
exactly.
I think that UFC would probably be cool because, like, I don't watch the UFC all the time, but the moments I bet would be really exciting. They probably have some amazing stuff to choose from. Like, I don't know. It's all going to be good. Whatever they do is definitely going to be good. Yeah,
I know there. Well, actually, I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, people being like, why isn't CryptoKitties pumping? That was Dapper Labs' first child, I guess. And also the first ERC 721 project, the first NFT. And
you know what the floor is on those? Any clue?
Well, here's the thing. There's an infinite amount. There's about 2 million on OpenSea. You can still breed. I mean, it's super expensive because of gas, but they never capped it or anything, which I think was kind of their downfall, I guess. But I don't know. So the super valuable CryptoKitties to get are the founders. I believe there's 100 founders. And then Gen Zeros, I believe there's 50,000 Gen Zero kitties. Okay. And then, of course, there's like fancies and exclusives, which back in the day, there used to be like, breeding games. It was like if you bred these two kitties with certain combinations together, you get a chance at getting breeding an actual fancy or an exclusive cat. But there's not really like nobody's really like on CryptoKitties right now. But I feel like it's because they have their own marketplace and everything. Like it's not popular on OpenSea, which it seems like all the projects right now, it's like OpenSea is the place to go for that.
It's the place to be.
Yeah. But I mean, I still have my dozen CryptoKitties that I'm just chilling with, I
Yeah.
guess.
Hey, one day, man, I don't know. All these,
Never
I wouldn't be
know.
any of this. Like, it just takes literally, it just takes like one of these like 10 or 15 Twitter, like, or Gary V or anybody just to be like, hey, CryptoKitties are cool. And then it's just like bing, bing, bing. 1 million of them is a pretty high number, but
2 million. Well, the
Yeah,
thing
two-
is, they might move on to they had said before that they were going to potentially move on to the Flow blockchain, which I think would really help revive the CryptoKitties. I don't know when they're going to do that. But I hope that they do kind of revive CryptoKitties in a way, because it is very historical. If anything is historical, it's CryptoKitties,
right. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. No, that's another one to watch. I appreciate the perspective. I'm going to learn a lot from you about the older stuff. We're definitely going to get into that. I like it. Speaking of 2 million, that brings me into one of my next points. I've been talking for a month or so about the generative projects and the ones that are so good that they sell out in split seconds. You can't even buy them, like Vogu and Stoner Cats. Like, you literally, even if you wanted to mint them and you were there right away, you almost couldn't.
Yeah.
And I think the numbers are going to start inching up. Like, the space is ready for 12,000, 13,000, 15,000. What was it? Save the Martians. They did 15,000 at 0.02 the other night. Obviously cheap, but sold them all. Took 12 hours or whatever. Sold 15,000. Like, why isn't that number going to inch up if I don't want to say a silly project, but like a run of the mill kind of project can sell that many.
That's interesting. That is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about increased quantity on these projects. I don't know. I mean, obviously CryptoKitties set the standard, first 10K avatar project, and everyone just seemed to be following the blueprint. But yeah, I guess obviously as more people come into the space, it would be smarter for them to increase, the size. And I also think they should decrease the amount that people can mint. Like, I think Alice in Wonderland, her Wonder Quest project, she did good with that, I think, because she made it so that you can only mint 10 per wallet. It wasn't per transaction, it was per wallet. Now, of course, there's ways to go around it. Like, you can have multiple wallets. You can buy on OpenSea and then stack from there. But still, and that took actually, I think, a couple weeks to sell out. So it's like, obviously, if you want to sell out fast, you let people mint as many as you want. But if you're trying to be more conscious about the number of unique holders and, having a bigger community, I think it is better to have, lower, less that people can mint, because then it's just like, you don't want the whales hoarding everything,
Yep. Yeah. I was surprised the Fluf limit was 6, and that obviously really worked for them. That's a good point. It might be advantageous in some ways to allow a few more people to get in, doing it that way. Yeah. I don't know. I definitely hear the ups and downs about the numbers. Like, I like the projects that do try and do 33, or even 1,000. Like, some of those are great. Even 100, like whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of great projects like that, but there's room for some of these major ones. And they're going to take advantage. Like, it's just, whether it's good or bad, like, they're going to be going up just because they can,
Right.
And at some point they kind of have to. Like, how long is 10,000 good enough for? It's not going to be good in a year from now.
Yeah, that's true. Because, as more people come in, 10,000 is going to be nothing. That's going to be
Right.
like,
that's why the Bored Apes is like, that's why the Bored Apes is 5,000 people. It feels weird. Like this whole bubble. If you don't have a Bored Ape, like, but there's only 5,000 people in the whole world that have one. It's not like.
Right. They just hit 5,000 unique owners. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's true. It'll be interesting to see the first 100K project, like that would be crazy.
Who's going to run it? It's probably going to be behind it is Gary V. I would keep talking about him, but he's going to be doing Budweiser at some point soon.
Really?
And they'll probably do 25,000. Why wouldn't they, if they do a project like that? They can give people, like, if you own this token, you get 1 free case of beer a month. If you own that token, you get a tour of the factory or whatever it is. You get to taste new beers. You could sample the new stuff that comes out, and there's going to be they're going to get creative with that one.
Yes.
And then you'll see McDonald's and Coca-Cola and Walmart and Target. They'll all have their projects.
Yeah. And I'm excited for, just you saying that, it made me excited about the added utility, that's going to be, and it's going to be kind of required. Like, it's going to be like, what? The project doesn't have any utility? No, we don't care.
Yeah. What do I get? What do I get?
Exactly.
Right.
What do I get? What do I get? Exactly. Like, I gravitate towards, honestly, if you tell me monthly airdrops for life, I'm like sold. Like, I love gifts. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? If you're like, yeah, you get monthly airdrops for life, that's all you need to say. I will make your project, and I feel like, and that's a big promise, by the way.
Yeah, for life. No kidding.
Oh, and House of Kiba said it, Cool Cat said it, and it's kind of like, that's kind of insane. But
what's House of Kiba been dropping though? What have they been given?
They have been dropping. Okay, so the first thing that they dropped was the
Ape Demption.
Ape Demption.
Yep.
Yeah. Second thing was it was some type of body armor. Basically, they've been dropping like body armor, like helmets and like shoulder pads and stuff, and just they're building out, I want to say they're building out like an avatar project or something, and it's like all this like armor for you to put on your character or something. And they're not going for too much
right,
the things that they are dropped, but it looks really, really cool. Like, you could tell they put a lot of time into creating.
Did I need to do something to get them? I got the Ape Demption. Oh,
yeah, you did.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah. So you're supposed to like redeem it, which I haven't gotten anything yet because I redeemed after they did the airdrop for the month.
Okay.
But yeah, you're supposed to redeem
I gotta
it.
get in. I gotta get in that Discord, figure out what's going on. I haven't.
Yeah, you need to get in the Discord.
It's hard to stay up on all these things.
I know. You know what? Actually, I just randomly thought of this cool story. I actually connected the founder of House of Kiba to the founder of Medikey. I have both. And I was in the Medikey Discord, and Maddie, DCL vlogger, I think that's his DCL blogger. I don't know. Maddie from the Medikey. I was just talking about House of Kiba in there, and then he was like, "Oh, could you connect me with them?" And I just like started a group chat. And so, you know what? If there's a collab down the road
with
House of Kiba and Medikey, you will know who made that connection.
Wow.
Me, right here. But okay, I want to talk about House of Kiba collabing with Fuck Cash Grabs. Not sure if we talked about it last week, but that I think is really cool. That you get a middle finger, one of the golden middle fingers with like this awesome House of Kiba like decked out ring, and only if you have both do you get one. So those are going to be pretty limited because there's only 810 House of Kiba memberships.
Do I have to go redeem that one too?
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Yeah, you better let me know.
I'll let you know. I'm not sure actually either, but
I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss that one. We talked about Fuck Cash Grabs last week. I'm not sure if we talked about the collab or not, but we can definitely talk about. Yeah, you can definitely bring it up. I think that's super cool. I think
Fuck Cash Grabs is so underrated right now. Like it's only 0.03, and yeah, I know they were free. At first they were free. There's only 5,000 of them. I still think they're underrated. With it, I just feel like they have a lot of stuff in the works, and they have, them collaborating with House Kiba is a really good sign to me, and I could see them collaborating with other, really popular projects as well in the future. I just feel like people are sleeping on them. I don't know.
I agree 1,000%. I think that'll get to at least 0.1 at some point. I do.
Yeah.
Not financial
advice. Oh yeah, we're supposed to say. Yeah. No, this is not financial advice.
No, NFA.
And do your own research.
Yeah. I said that. I said that early on that I think that one's going to be really good. There's only 5,000 of them, and they're not doing it to make. They're doing it just to have. They kind of just want to have a good time. It felt like. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Discord is funny because there's just the chat where basically it's just you just post a GIF of you flipping, someone off, and it's just like everyone's just like flipping each other off in this one channel. Fuck Cash Grabs.
It's a good one. So VeVe, what do you know about VeVe? Not too much, right? We talked about it for a couple minutes.
Not too much. All I know is that people keep telling me, and I keep ignoring people telling me that I need to get in, and I just need to like actually.
Yeah, VeVe's fun. been in there since early March. Have a lot of friends from VeVe. It's actually after Top Shot was one of the first places I went for NFTs.
Nice.
But they finally, after all these months, dropped Marvel, Spider-Man. Everything they do pretty much sells out like really quick, like in an instant. They and the ones like if you get an ultra rare or like a secret rare, you can buy it for like these ones are really expensive. These ones were selling for $400, but they're probably worth in the thousands if you can get one. It's really hard to get. But it's a fun community.
But isn't there not a marketplace though?
There is a marketplace. You can't withdraw. It's
Okay.
like Top Shot was for a long time,
Right.
where you can't withdraw. That's a
Okay.
problem. That's definitely a problem. I always make that caveat to people. Like,
Right,
but you
right,
you can transfer though. So you can sell on eBay. You can sell like on Facebook or Telegram or whatever, if you want to. Probably a little bit less than you'll get in the market, but you can sell that way to cash out because then you can freely transfer it to somebody.
Okay. So they have like they live in your VeVe NFTs
Yep.
just live in VeVe. So it's a custodial wallet. Can you move it?
Not
no?
yet.
Okay.
They're in process of migrating to Immutable. Are you familiar with Immutable, the layer
yeah.
2? Yep. They're
Yes,
going to
Mule
yeah.
X.
Yep.
Oh my
yep.
gosh, that the game that I played, the blockchain game, Gods Unchained, they created Immutable X, and now all of these, projects are
Yeah, okay.
doing stuff with them. That's awesome. That's great. That is
Yeah.
great to hear.
Yeah, so they're heading there. So they say that some of the collectibles will be able to be moved to OpenSea, and it depends on the licensee or the licensor who
Okay.
if they allow it or not.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So VeVe does. I mean, they have Spider-Man, they have Batman, they have Back to the Future, they have Ghostbusters, they have all kinds of stuff like that. And then they also work with like pop artists, like you probably don't know, but like Frank Kozik, Jermaine Rogers, Mondo Toys. If any of that sounds
Okay.
familiar, those guys have had really, really successful projects on VeVe over the last month or two. Simone Legno, Ron English, VeVe. They have a lot of plans. There's like they have almost 100,000 users on VeVe, like almost the same as OpenSea.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So you buy with Ethereum or
Nope. You buy
USD?
so you load gems into your app and you buy your gems through the app store with a credit card.
Oh,
Yep.
that's interesting.
Yep. So the gems become like 1-to-1 to the dollar.
Right.
And then there's the OMI, the Akomi token. You familiar with OMI? OMI?
Oh yes,
That's
I
the
actually
token
have
behind-
some. Oh my, I
Oh,
didn't
nice.
know
Good
that
for
that
you.
was-
Yep.
Okay, that's funny.
Yep. So that's that ecosystem. And the gems are tied. So whenever, like the way the tokenomics works, whenever something gets bought, they burn OMI, and it's a whole thing going on there. But that's how you buy. You have to load up gems into your phone.
So how much do these drops cost? How much of the NFT?
This was the most expensive one. Normally, the most like they usually do 4 or 6, and they have tiers. It'd be common,
Okay.
uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and they're different prices, different mintings. The ultra rares are usually they make like 1,000 of them or 1,700 of them, and they literally like it's a game for us. It's like everyone's on it and they're hard to get.
When's the next drop? Now I need to like write this down.
Yeah, now I'll hook you up. It'll be
Okay.
either it's usually 11 a.m. Eastern, and they're usually on Thursdays, but the last couple have been on Saturdays.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know what the
Noted.
next one is yet. Yeah, I'll let you know. It's fun, and it's a good app. It's augmented reality. Their models are getting nicer and nicer. The Spider-Mans were animated. Like they really make nice, high quality stuff. They're a very engaged company. We hold clubhouses. We've had the co-founders on multiple times, and it's really cool. It's a good community. You know, everybody talks about community in NFTs, and that's a really good community.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen some of the NFTs that they've put out. And I'm like, wow, these look really good. They did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, Givenchy, Givenchy,
Givenchy or whatever.
Yeah, you got it better than me. Yep. They put out a set, and one of them, the Givenchy, whatever it is, it's called Pride. It was going for over $2,000.
Wow.
The poster, it's really nice looking, really sharp.
Wow.
Yep. I sold mine.
You sold yours.
Sold it for 1,900. Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah. When I first got into VeVe, I was like, I was selling them before they even before they even went on sale. So like the DeLoreans were coming out back in April. I was selling them on eBay the night before they went on sale and just like selling them short. And then just went and got them all the next day.
Oh my God. So are you is your like VeVe wallet just like loaded right now? You're just like waiting to withdraw it or
Yeah,
something?
I have 150 collectibles and I have like 5,000 gems. And I should have sold more a couple weeks ago because the prices were really, really high. And I knew it, but I didn't sell too many. I sold like 6 or 7. But yeah, I have a big VeVe bag. I've definitely been pretty hardcore in VeVe. But
the prices are always the best right after the drops, right? Like usually it's like, it's the excitement. And then sometimes it skyrockets. And then a lot of times it, kind of dips down.
Totally. If you can get the rares, ultra rares and stuff like that in the drop, it's pretty easy money. Like if you can get them for retail price, you're not going to lose on those.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun project.
I'm sure eventually it won't be like kind of how, NBA Top Shot packs eventually became, not all of them were positive EV, not all of them were like the throwback. Not the throwback, the throwdowns, the S2 rare throwdowns was like the first pack where it was just so bad. Like it was like, it cost, I think $150 the pack. And literally a lot of people, ended up selling their rares for like $20 or something crazy. Like it was insane. It was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And but right now it's like opportunity. It's a great time, to get in. We are still early with literally so much stuff.
Yep.
And so it's just such an exciting time.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. I mean, obviously everybody has to be careful when they're investing. It's just like any kind of investments. Right. People are making money, people are losing money, but there is ample opportunity right now. They're really like it's crazy the way the stuff is shooting up and shooting down. And
and it's a good time to learn. And just even if you don't have money to put it in, just watching how drops happen, joining the Discord, learning, of course I do feel like you should kind of put some skin in the game just to experience it. And everyone gets burnt at times, of course, but you kind of sometimes have to learn by getting burned. You get burned, you learn, and you have to just try again.
Absolutely, that's good advice. Yeah, people getting in, like everybody, like you say, put skin in the game. Open up your MetaMask, make sure you take security very, very seriously.
Yeah,
when you do that, your secret key, that's not the right term, I think, but your security phrase,
seed phrase.
Your seed phrase.
And don't just make your password some common password that you use for everything. Make it some super complicated password that you have to write down on a piece of paper.
Yep.
Do not store your passwords online ever, and get yourself a nano ledger.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be really careful because picture in a year from now when you have 300, 400, 500 NFTs and a whole bunch of ETH, like it could go. You could wake up one day, I worry about that for sure.
And I think people kind of don't realize too that you're literally holding the keys to your wallet. So, the banks are centralized, right? You go to the bank, they're holding your money. And then, can I take out my money? Oh, sure. Here you go. If somebody, hacks into your bank account, takes your money, oh, well, the banks have insurance, you're good to go. Like, they'll take care of it for you. You're fine. If somebody takes your, wipes your MetaMask or something, you're screwed. Like there's not, hello, MetaMask's customer support like that. And sorry, that's not a thing. Nobody's gonna help you. This is the decentralized world. And, you have to be a lot more responsible in this world. You gotta take extra precautions and, put your eggs in multiple baskets, just in case.
Yeah. Learn about that. Be as smart as you can. A friend of mine said not too long ago, he said, it's like you're doing your own banking. People send money to the wrong wallets. Like if you send Ethereum to a Bitcoin wallet, like that's gone.
Goodbye. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, yep. It's crazy.
Let's just hope you get that back. No, that's not a thing. And don't fall for any scams too. Actually, my friend got scammed the other day. You know what? Discord scamming is becoming popular, and it's scary because people are falling for these things, and basically this person posed as so one of the co-founders of Evaluate, his name is Christian, and this scammer posed as Christian, changed his picture to him, changed the username to him and everything. And he emailed everyone in the Evaluate Market Company, and he's like, hey, can you help me out with something really quick? And then I knew from the get, I was like, no, but I wanted to play along to like see what he wanted, and obviously he wanted ETH. And actually someone ended up getting scammed, and he lost like 1.5 ETH, like trying to help, Christian, who he thinks is Christian, out sending. But it's like, you can't trust, people on the internet, even people that you think, oh, but I actually, know this person, I trust them. Well, they could be, someone else posing as the person you think you know and trust. So it's, scamming season is upon us. And, watch out, be careful.
It's really bad. We see that in the VeVe community where people will like assume the identity of like the moderators and stuff of groups and try and become like an escrow. It's really bad. Right. It's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah.
I remember NBA Top Shot, actually the mods, which they ended up letting go of all the moderators. Moderators? Yeah, moderators. They ended up letting go of all the Discord mods recently. And now they just have the community managers that actually work for Dapper Labs, modding stuff. But they actually used to referee trades. Like they used to be middlemen for trades. Like you could go to them but then, some things went south, and then they're like, okay, we can't be held liable. We can't be doing this. We can't be having the mods.
There's a lot of risk there. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So stay safe out there, folks.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. What else do we have to talk about this week? I think Andy got a new microphone. I don't know if our producer extraordinaire wants to say hello to everybody, or we can
paging our producer,
I don't know if he's,
Andrew. Maybe not.
What do you
what's
want?
Up?
Well, at least we didn't make any mistakes. You haven't hopped in and
I know. He's like, don't say that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we've been having a very nice time. Thank you so much for all you do for the podcast, Andy. You do an amazing job. We're really lucky to have support like you.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very cool.
With that said, I think we should wrap it up. Is there anything else we have to talk about?
No, we didn't talk about the ones coming up to watch. That's all good. We can do it real quick, and then we should wrap it up. We've been going for almost an hour. I think this was a great show. I'm having a really good time. I love chatting it up with you about NFTs.
I know. Yeah. Me too. It's like, it's nice to bounce around, our thoughts and everything.
Definitely. The ones that I was looking, Oni Force is coming up this week. People should keep their eye on. And Floyd's World, the Floyd Mayweather one, is kind of interesting. They're doing a really interesting auction for the final 3,000 or 4,000 or so that they have, where you can kind of put your price, and I guess the highest ones will get it. The minimum bid is 0.15 at this point for those. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting how they're doing it. And was there one more I wanted to say to watch? Not off the top of my head, I guess. You have any coming up that on the top of your head this week?
Oh, actually, yes. Do you know Fuck Render?
Yeah. Oh, the Fuck Crystals.
Yes, the Fuck Crystals. It's tomorrow at what time is it? I can't see on my whiteboard right now.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'll be able to get one.
It's probably going to be hard to get, right? There's 4,000.
Yeah,
I think a bunch are called. A bunch are already called for the people that had his previous. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I'll be watching that. Seeing
I would
if
love
I can
to get one of those.
Yeah, those are beautiful. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna try hard for one of those. We'll see. Try hard for a bunch of those, but I think it's gonna be really hard to get.
Yeah, probably gas wars, crazy gas wars. Typical.
Well, very cool. I guess this is gonna be the end of episode 2. Very nice. Anything you want to say, or we thank everybody for listening. We actually got a lot of really good feedback last time from people, and a lot of help from a lot of people spreading the word. So it's very nice and humbling. Very happy.
Yeah, and then thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_Sutto and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.